Hi, hello, good morning, welcome. Hi, hello, hello, hi, good morning, welcome. How's it going? How are we doing today? It's time for stream. Hello, Arson, welcome. Congrats on first. Hope you're doing well. It's Monday. You know what that means? That means it's Monday. Doing fine. Can't decide if I want to draw the Fantastic Four or Sinister Six. I mean, does it have to be between the two of them? Couldn't you draw, for example, I don't know. Maybe you could you could you could you could I know what you can do as like a middle ground between the two of them. If you let me cook for a second. If you let me cook for a second, you could do the Fantastic Four's equivalent of um of the Sinister Six, the Fearful Four, or are they called the Frightful Four? I always forget which one it is. But yeah, they have their own Sinister Six. They have their own group of generational haters. Although the roster changes quite a bit. I mean, most of them are actually the same quite often. It's actually surprising how many times uh the Frightful Four are the same. It's only one member that usually rotates. But usually it is the wizard, Paste Pot Pete, and Sandman. And then the fourth member is just changes. Originally it was Medusa, but then it was revealed that Medusa was an Inhuman and actually an ally of the Fantastic Four. So not anymore. So now that position kind of rotates. I believe fucking Carnage has been on the Frightful Four at one point, but I might be remembering wrong. I remember that they had one guy that was like, whoa, why are you hanging out with these guys? But anyways, how's everyone's fucking weekend going? How's it going around here in these parts? Did you have a good weekend? I had a good weekend. The bitrate isn't great. Very inconsistent. But oh well, shit happens. Which are the Guardians? I want to make a fucking animatic of them. That would be awesome. So I'm curious what kind of roster you have in mind for the Guardians of the Galaxy. There's so many you can pick from. I mean, you could be boring and just go with the default roster. Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? Well, and Adam are the only ones that have nailed down so far. Based. I mean, you kind of gotta have Star-Lord, Groot, and Rocket. They're kind of the only three members of the Guardians that like are very much consistent. Ever since the Guardians of the Galaxy were revived in the early 2000s with this new roster, I think Star-Lord, Groot, and Rocket are the only members who have never not been part of the Guardians. Actually, that's not true because there was a time where like they were separated into two different Guardians teams. And there was also one time, I believe, where Star-Lord was temporarily not part of the Guardians, but he came back. I mean, Peter wasn't part of the Guardians, but I think Kitty Pryde took over for him as the new Star-Lord. Or Star Lady. Because they were engaged at the time. Anyway, how about we get into some art? How about we get into some art? Here's the finished Bigfoot I did. It's not that much different from where I left off last stream. The only difference is I added these two little sketches of a Bigfoot and a Yeti just to fill out the space and to show that he can shapeshift. But I did finish it on Friday. I feel like I could have done better with the Yeti, but I was kind of on a time crunch. Maybe I should have saved it for today. But isn't that cool? Isn't the Bigfoot cool? Now it's just to see how I rank in the contest. I'll let y'all know when subjectively uploads a YouTube video about it. But the deadline isn't until tomorrow, so they're probably not even gonna look at the results. They're not even gonna start figuring out the results until later this week. Which means the video is probably coming like a month from now, at least. But I'll let y'all know. I'm a huge fan of Subjectively. I love their videos. But I wanted to be in a contest, and I thought Bigfoot contest, that sounds fun. Anyway, while I was gone this weekend, I had a few ideas for things that I wanted to draw, and so I kind of wanna draw some things. Um, get out of here, Bigfoot. Not this. This I didn't want to draw. Actually, man, that reminds me. I really need to make an actual model sheet. I need to make a model sheet. I need to make a model sheet. I need to make it. I'm gonna open this folder, but I'm not gonna draw these guardians. These guardians are lame. who who likes these guardians? No, I want to draw the OGs. The OGs. Felt inspired. I want to draw the OG Guardians of the Galaxy. You know the ones. You probably don't know the ones. Let's start with the. How does they even look? Like a bunch of losers. Hmm. I'm gonna start by drawing one of them who has a really funny shape to him. You know what the original like idea of the Guardians of the Galaxy was? They were originally the original like 70s Guardians of the Galaxy were actually like a future story. It takes place in like the year 3000 something. Where humanity has actually expanded to the rest of the solar system. And so they formed a like spacefaring team to protect the galaxy, and the members are from different planets in the solar system. Obviously, there's like Vance Astro and Starhawk are from Earth. Charlie 27 is from Jupiter, and Martin X is from Pluto. And Yondu is from a different planet. He's not from our solar system. He's from a different planet. I wonder if he's from a planet that actually exists in real life, or if they just made up a new planet. Because it has some weird, like, scientific name, like scientists always give to new planets. has a bunch of numbers in the name. Hold on, let me Google that. He's from a planet called Centauri 4. Sure, sorry, it's written in Roman numerals here on the wiki, so I always have to think for a second to remember if it's 4 or if it's 6. But no, the I before the 5 means it's 4. But is Centauri 4 a real planet? Is it based on a real planet? Nope. Not a real planet. They made it up. That's a little bit disappointing, honestly. I wish it had been a real planet. Like they just took a weird they just took a planet that we know the existence of from like a different like solar system, and they used that as the basis for Yanu's planet. But honestly, you know what? I'm not gonna start with probably 27. I want to start with Martin X because he's easy. But do I do Martin X like? Do I do him like this? Like, or do I do him like this? I mean, I guess according to the lore, they are humans that were just they are humans that were like moved to the rest of the solar system, so it makes sense for them to be humanoid. But I'm like, how would a creature even evolve on Jupiter? We don't know how creatures evolve on gas giants because we haven't seen it. Or on Pluto. Pluto is such a cold planet. How do you have to like survive to live in the cold? Don't you have to get like really big and really hairy? Why is Martin X an Iceman? Not to be confused with that Iceman. Is this a cut or uncut drag path? This is a cut drag path. You know, I do have the ability because I did I did download a copy of the uncut drag path. I do have the ability to transfer it into Spotify so I can listen to it there. But I don't know how that works. Surface, a sad sound laying on the surface. Can you find me? I dug my heels into the gravel as ever used to unravel a drag path etched in the surface. Does anyone know how to upload files to Spotify so I can listen to them through it? Anyway, I wanna draw his side profile. I do prefer the uncut drag path. Not that the one that they release is bad or anything, it's just that it feels so short. It understays its welcome, you know? Like the original drag path, it's a friend that came over to you for a party and you had a couple beers, you had a good time, you talked for a while, you really had a heartfelt time, and then it gets late and he's like, you know what, man, I have to go, but this was a wonderful time. He gives you a big old hug and then he leaves with a smile on his face. But the officially released drag path, it's like he came to the party, he had one drink, and it was like, well, you know, I think it's time for me to head out, and then he just leaves. I have to remember it's Martinex. He has to look very sharp. What is he made of? Is he made of crystals or is he made of like ice? I haven't actually looked into that. I'm pretty sure in the MCU he's meant to look like ice. Now he just looks like the Silver Surfer, but sharp. Should I give him a face? Give him big ol' eyelashes. Or big ol' eyeliner, big ol' eyelashes, fucking slay. Oh my god, speaking of slay, Book of Mormon? Book of Mormon was so slay. Should I do like the MCU thing and like give him like ice hair sticking out of the back? I kinda don't like the symbol that the original Guardians of the Galaxy used. It's like they're the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Why is their symbol such a like an have such American iconography? It's a star. And it has like red, white, and blue on it. I think that's a little bit silly, but you know, it's not like it's a bad symbol or anything. It looks off. think it's a little wide at the base. Oh, that's better. That's a lot better. In the 2008 Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a funny thing that happens. It's like part of the plot of that, since this was like when they started to reboot the Guardians of the Galaxy, so they had to acknowledge that there were Guardians of the Galaxy before. So part of the plot at the start of it was that Vance Astro from the original Guardians of the Galaxy came back in time. He came from the future and interacted with them. And he's actually what inspires them to name their team Guardians of the Galaxy, which creates a funny paradox because it means that they were the first Guardians of the Galaxy, which means surely by that logic, the future Guardians of the Galaxy would be inspired by them to call their team that. I think that's a little bit funny. Oops. Just realized that you're Electro in the lesbian pose. Shit. Well, play into it. Make Electro a lesbian. You've dug for gold and you've found diamonds and you're just gonna say, oh well, it's not gold. His daughter is, but Max isn't. Not with that attitude. You know what would actually be cool? If he didn't have eyes. And he just has like a glowing orb inside of his head that he looks that he um sees from. I mean, if you grow up on such a cold, icy and rocky planet like Pluto, surely you have to evolve some creative defense mechanisms, and one of them can be to just have all your vital organs, all your sensitive little organs, just encased in ice. Like your body isn't ice, you're just encased in ice. That might actually. I might actually be cooking with that. Holy shit. Okay, it's starting to look a lot more like Iceman. Bobby? Bobby, is that you? Let me find a picture of him. What the fuck do you mean Martinex Moomin? There's a guy in... Oh, Martinex is a brand. That's what it means. And they sell Moomin merch. I was like, there's no way there's a character in Moomin called Martinex. No, it's a brand and it makes Moomin stuff. But I need Marvel Martinex. I don't like how he looks in the MCU. That's so weird. He's so weird looking. Stop being so weird looking. He's got a last name? He's called Martinex Tanaga? I didn't know that. I just know him as Martinex. Martinex. Surprisingly enough, it's not Martin X, which is surprising considering there's a guy on the team called Charlie 27. But I guess calling someone Martin X would be a little too stupid for them. Wait, isn't Martin X what you would get if you fused Martin Luther King and Malcolm X together? And with that, I should stop talking. I have no idea how to make that a funny joke. Now it's time to use my secret tool that I haven't used in a while. Maybe use an even bigger brush. Okay, maybe not the blue and pink. Maybe blue and yellow instead. See how that looks.
That's so awesome! Endearing! You best friend! So you're a bestie, aren't you? I love you! Friend! Pookie!
Ninja Link 123 just traded with 2 viewers.
Ninja Link, welcome! Hi, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Stretch. Whew. I pet the rock for you. Hi, hello, welcome. Hi, Link. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Raiders. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let me give you a shout out. A little shouty outy. There you go. Everyone go follow Ninja Link. They're super cool and they're super funny. And I like watching their streams, even though I can't always do that. Because they stream when I'm asleep. And that's so evil. I can't believe you. I will never forgive you for this. So late, I'm going to explode. Yeah, I know it's probably very late for you. Feel free to hop off the stream if you have to go sleep, go get your rest and all that. But I do appreciate the raid. Thank you so much. Also, Raiders, if you don't know me, my name is Melanade. I am, you can call me Melon. I'm an art streamer primarily, but I also play games. You should, currently I'm playing, well, I'm playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. That's something I
RS1
always
just
do.
followed.
For S1, thank you for the follow. But yeah, I'm primarily an art streamer, but I also play games. And currently, right now, the games I'm playing are. What am I playing currently? I'm playing a lot of Rivals, but I've been doing that. So that's not that special. Uh, and also Deadlock. I've been playing quite a bit of Deadlock as of late. So if you like those games, it'd be appreciated if you would return when it's a gaming stream. But today it's not a gaming stream. Today it's an art stream, and I'm just sort of drawing something. It's nerdy. You wouldn't like it. Also, Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft lately. Modded Minecraft, actually. But yeah, Raiders. Link included. If you have to go get rest. If you have to go get rest, make sure to do so. But if you choose to stay, that is very much appreciated. I will take care of you. Should play Path of Exile and join Ninja and the stuff. Fun. What's the game? What's the game about? No, if it's her game, but it's free, you can try it. Oh, it's free? Hmm. I can try it. Hold on, let me open Steam real quick. Where's Steam? Where the fuck is Steam? Let me open that shit real quick. It is on Steam, right? Path of Exile. I mean, yeah, it definitely doesn't look like my type of game. The art style especially is one that I'm not quite fond of. Looks very complicated, but I can try it out one of these days. I can try. I can't say whether or not I will enjoy it. You're okay, I was only teasing anyway. I have an unhealthy obsession. You know what? That's super fair. I'm like that with some games as well, where I like really enjoy the game, and therefore I'm like, all of my friends need to know about the gospel of fucking Marvel rivals. I saw a meme the other day. I saw a meme yesterday on Twitter where it was this really like sad looking guy with and the caption was I would not be playing rifles if it wasn't a Marvel game, and I felt so called out by that cuz yeah, that's kind of it. It's such a miserable experience sometimes, but I just love playing as my favorite goobers. I can't let the game go. Kind of a little bit of an exaggeration. I do also like, the hero shooter genre. I think the gameplay is fun, but it is definitely it can be very miserable sometimes. Gambit for the win. Oh, I love playing as Gambit. I lorded him like this season he came out because I just fucked with him so heavy, which I did not expect from an X-Men. I'm more of a Guardians of the Galaxy fan myself. As you can see, I'm gonna keep flexing these. I was cause like my family traveled to see a musical this weekend, and we went by a comic book store over there, and I bought the Guardians of the Galaxy 2023 run. The entire thing, actually, it's a pretty short run, so there were 2 compilation issues here, and I bought both of them. They were a little bit expensive to get both, but it's one of my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy runs, so it was worth it. It's the one, it's very interesting, where Groot becomes like this big cosmic, like, eldritch entity and like starts devouring a solar system. There he is, there's Groot. It's so fun. Love the character. I can't wait for a standalone Gambit movie with Channing Tatum. I don't think that's coming. Were there any Ultron comics? I didn't check. There were like massive, like long aisles of comics. Also, by the way, Perez, congrats on second, and Ninja Lane, congrats on third. there were like aisles upon aisles of comic books and manga. There was actually a surprisingly a lot of manga, more manga than there were comic books, I think. Which makes sense in modern day. Manga is more popular than comic books. I've accepted that as a fact. Good night. Have fun. Good night, Link. I hope you sleep well. Banger song. Yep. Only bangers on a Melanade stream. Brighter than the heavens and the skies above. You'll be brighter. Going supernova, all the eyes look up. Brighter. I don't think this is working. It was actually kind of hard to decide which comic I wanted to get. Because there weren't a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy comics. I almost considered getting because they had an omnibus of the entire Infinity Gauntlet storyline. That's the one from the 90s where Thanos assembles the Infinity Gauntlet and kills half the universe. The one that's the movie's based on. They had an omnibus of that, and I thought, ooh, that's actually really cool. But I didn't get it because I wanted the Guardians. But maybe I should have gotten that one. There was also a Hawkeye, an omnibus of like a Hawkeye story that I think is really cool. It has a really cool style to it. Where the art style is very simple. And it uses a lot of purple. But of course I didn't get that either. No Cloak and Dagger comics though. Which not even the recent one was there, which was disappointing to me. But womp womp, as they say. I haven't even talked about the show yet. I just realized I haven't even talked about the show. I haven't even talked about the show. Oh my god. I've only talked about going to the comic book before we went to the show, but I haven't even talked about the show itself. They sold fucking books at the theater with like information about the show. Look at this. It's a huge ass fucking book. Hold on, let me take out some things. Because I forgot that my lovely mother stored the tickets inside of there, which has personal information on it. But look at this. Look at that. There's information about the actors. And about the production. It's really cool. Here are all the entire ensemble credits. It was a lot of fun. It was a really fun show. Book of Mormon. It's a musical I've always wanted to see. Like the fourth time you almost docked yourself this year. This year? The year just started. Hi Val, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Book of Mormon, indeed. I pet rock. But yeah, Book of Mormon, great show. My favorite character was definitely Elder McKinley. He was. Oh, Queen! He slayed! He ate it! He ate that shit! Where the fuck is it? I know it's here! In the book. Eh. Look at him. Look at him. Okay, the camera quality is terrible, so you can barely tell, but like, look at his stance. Look at look at the sparkly shirt. He is so oh he's slay. He was so cunty. He was I mean that's like the joke about him is that like Mormons can't be Mormons are, you know, homophobic, so they can't be gay, and so he represses his gayness, but like he's still like you can see on him that he's gay, and like yeah, it's like it's a joke that's been done a lot. It's like super it can be very, you know, offensive at times, but I think they did it really well. He was just such an icon. There was one part towards the end of the show where, like, you know, because of Elder Cunningham's fuck ups with converting the people of Uganda to Mormonism by not converting them to Mormonism, but essentially making up his own religion. You have to watch the show to understand, but uh, you know, the church leader like disbands, says like, oh, the mission station in Uganda is shut down, and so all have to leave, and so there's a scene of all the while fucking Elder Price and Elder Cunningham are like talking to a different character to like expand the plot. The rest of the Mormons they start like walking, like looking all sad with their head down, with their like suitcases ready to leave Uganda. They go from one side of the stage to the next, and they're all walking like super like and they have their suitcases. They're walking super like this, right? Then fucking Elder McKinley at the like very end of the fucking of the line, fucking doing the fucking you know, the hand thing. You know the hand thing. You know the you know the you know what I'm talking about, the sleigh hand thing. And then he has a fucking hot pink suitcase following him, and I think he was wearing like sparkly sunglasses too. He is so oh, I love him. Elder McKinley is my favorite character. I was also super surprised by how well the show translated into Norwegian. You'd think it'd be a little bit cringe, but for the most part, it actually translated super well. stretch. Ugh. Hi Ash, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I'm dead. Oof. Feel that. I drew him so big. Do I have room to draw the others? Probably. Right. What else was cool about the show? I can tell you one thing that was uncool about the show. The AI generated fucking backgrounds they used. I don't know why they did that. I think that's kind of stupid. But you know, it is what it is. Like, the physical props were really cool. The costume design was great. Why the fuck did they decide to use AI for the backgrounds? Couldn't they get, like, a digital designer to make actual backgrounds for them? Threw me off sometimes. Also, I can't believe that my prediction kind of came true. If you remember, on Friday's stream, I'm pretty sure I said this on stream. I made a prediction that during the Spooky Mormon Hell Dream number, because like part of that number is that like he ends up, you know, because he has a dream that he ends up in hell and he meets like a lot of evil people throughout history, and they make they use the examples of Hitler, Genghis Khan, and Jeffrey Dahmer, and then the fourth one, I forget who it was in like the actual like soundtrack version of the song, but I remember it was a very typical, it was a very topical person at the time the show released. And so I expected that they would switch him out with a current very evil man. And I predicted, you know, the island man, the guy. I don't have to say his name. You know who I'm talking about. I was wrong slightly because they went with Elon Musk. But you know, the part of the song where they come in, they all say like the evil thing that got that they did. Hitler says he started a war and killed the Jews. Genghis Khan says he slaughtered the Chinese. Jeffrey Dahmer said he ate a guy and fucked his corpse. And then in this version, fucking when they put Elon Musk in, he said that his fucking his what got him in hell was being in the files. So while I was wrong about who ended up in hell, I was right about the reference they were going to make. And I feel proud of that. To be fair, I didn't expect them to actually have a living guy being in hell. Kind of does make more sense for it to be the man. He was just in normal hell. The island is super hell. Duh. It wasn't just normal hell. It was spooky Mormon hell. That's the name of the song, Spooky Mormon Hell Dream. Hold on, let me fucking... Of course, the version I watched was in Norwegian. They had translated it, but... Book of Mormon. If you're in the USA, and read all about it now. In this nifty book, it's free, no, you don't have to pay. Just peruse. I'll just leave it here. It has a lot of information you can really use. I'm very surprised by like the message of the how much I resonated with the message of the show. Because while the point, half of the point of the show is to, you know, make fun of Mormonism because it's a little bit of a weird religion. the other half of the show was very much focused on like the purpose of like faith and belief. Because I personally do have a little bit of a nuanced take on religion. Like, sure, I'm not religious. I think religion has and will continue to be used as a tool by terrible people to do terrible things, and that's not good. But religion just as a concept is a very like fundamental part of human development. And the conclusion in Book of Mormon essentially is like, it doesn't matter what you believe, if you believe in something stupid or not. Sometimes you just need to believe in something weird, because the world sucks, and sometimes the only thing that can get you through it is to believe that the world doesn't suck as much as it actually does. That's actually, it's funny that in the original in English they do mention Norway. So they did translate that line weirdly. I don't know if it was weirdly or if they just translated weirdly, or if, you know, they tried to make a joke. But essentially it went from being gnomes and trolls to being land of trolls and and trolls. I wonder if that was like an attempt at a joke or not. Of the army of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Heavenly Father, where will I go on my mission? Will it be China or old Mexico on my mission? Could be San Fran by the bay, Australia where they say good day. But I pray I'm sent to my favorite place, Orlando. I love you, Orlando. SeaWorld and Disney and putt golfing. Cool. Where is that? Oh boy! Like Lion King! Oh, it's such a good show. Show. Shirts are clean and pressed, and our haircuts are precise. We are the army of the church. We are the army of the church. We are the army of the church of Jesus Christ. Man, I honestly really hope that they do like put the that the people who put the that made the Norwegian show put the soundtrack on Spotify. I kind of want to listen to the Norwegian versions. They have some of them uploaded on their YouTube channel, but mostly it's just like clips, not full songs. This is one of the few songs that they actually do have the full one published. Be the Mormon who changed all of mankind, my best friend. That I'm 19, I'll do something incredible that blows God's freaking mind. And as long as we stick together, and I stay out of your way, we can change the world forever and make tomorrow a latter day. Mostly me. Well, Asadika Ibowa, Asadika Ibowa. Well, ah, this looks cool. I like this. Who should I do next? Fun fact about Mutumbo, in the show, my older brother told me that in the show we watched, my older brother actually went to high school with the guy that played Mutumbo. That was pretty cool. Pasadena, Eboy. Fuck you got in the ass mouth and cunta. Fuck you got in the ass mouth and cunta. Fuck you got in the ass mouth and cunta. Fuck you in the eye. Fuck you in the other eye. Hey Tenant, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Who should I do next? Should I do Yondu? I feel like I should do Yondu. I need to. Things are moving slow. Things are moving real slow. Here's the gay song. Here's the gay song. Here's the song where they rip their shirts off and they have different sparkly shirts underneath. Off like a light switch flick. It's a cool little Mormon trick. Stretch. Water. Hmm. Hmm. Ah, okay. Crying. Turn it off. A light switch. The new Mormon trick. Turn it off. In line for the new iPhone at the Apple store. Later dying with my father and mother. Her very last words were, "Where is my brother?" Turn it off. Be those sad feelings adieu. The fear that I might get cancer too. Ugh. He and I were friends. Led to another, and soon I would discover I was having really strange feelings for Steve. A deserted island. We'd swim naked in the sea, and then he'd try and. Whoa! Turn it off. My hetero side just won. I'm all better now. It's funny he said the hetero side won, but like throughout the entire show, you can see the fruitiness on him. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I love that part because fucking they didn't start singing this song to help fucking Elder Price with being gay. He was just being sad. And then fucking Elder McKinley just projects onto him like, hey, pretend not to be gay. And then Price is like, I'm not gay. Bsky feels like a reading light. Turn it off like a light switch on a cord. Now he isn't gay and he turn it. Turn it, turn it. Turn it, turn it, turn it. Turn it. Turn it off. Awesome. Have you heard of the All-American Prophet? The blonde-haired, white voice of God. He didn't come from the Middle East like those other holy men. No, God's favorite prophet was All-American. went up on that hill and dug out ground. Joseph found a tiny place of gold. His name was Moroni. I am Moroni, the all-American angel. We're two that lived with Christ, but we were all-American. It's still too small. I don't want him to have a massive ass fin. I just want it to like go all the way down his spine. I think that would be fun. And then it ends in like a tail of some kind. And the Book of Mormon is Return of the Jedi. I'm interested. Dorothy that was buried by a tree in the hill in his backyard. You know that Yondu originally in the comic was very much like Native American coded? I think that's interesting. Well, anyway, a little bit sad. On their way to the promised land, Mormons made people mad. Now that's kind of cool. Very shark-like. What's his name again? Yondu. Udanta. I always forget how to spell it. Oh, God is that up to me, but the man up. Put so much effort into Martinex. I don't think I have it in me to do Yondu. Maybe I should, but I don't wanna. Now maybe it's time to do Charlie 27. I want to give him a very different shape though. Girl, take it like a man. Had to die to save us from our sin. Jesus said, I'll do it. And he took it on the chin. And he manned up. And he manned up. Man up. You man up. And now it's my time to do it too. Watch me go. Stand up and steal the show. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know what to do with Charlie 27. So Smith? Making things up again, or no? Things fix. Nah, this isn't working. I don't know what to do with them. Maybe I should just continue working on Yondu over here. Fucking Yondu over here. Get out of here. Frog and wait, what's going on? Stop and Arnold. Birds of peace. I swear to God, and I know it's Josh Gad, but I just see Olaf dancing around. Can you really imagine Josh Gad say Olaf from Frozen saying the word clitoris? Fucking me things you are. This is where Elon Musk came in. Who was it in the original? Let me check the lyrics real quick. Oh, Spotify doesn't have the lyrics. Terrible vision that I had that night. Cookie toast. I really love this sequence in the show, mostly because the costumes were, I mean, they looked a little bit cheap. They just sort of looked like. Let's see if I can find a picture in the big old book. It's kind of hard to see it with this camera, with the camera quality, but like they're just sort of black suits with like stuff attached to them. But the way they're attached, like they were kind of with the fucking erratic dancing that the dancers were doing, it made like the like things attached to the suit like also wiggle, and it looked like really like freaky. Can't believe. I believe Lord God created the universe. I believe just to die for our sins, and I believe. More men just believe. own planet as well. Jackson County, Missouri. Mormon, just believe. I believe. There's not room. There's no room for his giant ass fin. Ugh. This makes it sound. Gotta say, I'm shocked how happy I am with it. Get it? Shocked? Electro, aren't I funny? Please laugh. Shocked. Ah, what a knee slapper. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was condescending. I don't know why I made him so fish-like. I guess that's just kind of the vibes I get from him. Your Africa. I found this number so funny when fucking watching it live, because like all the actual like the African people are like in the background just looking at the Mormons, like, damn, these white boys. And then there's one point where like the Africans step forth, like they're gonna sing a verse, but then like the Mormons like fucking force themselves in front to sing instead. That's a lot about society, you know. Gonna lurk. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your time zone as well as stream. Okay, Tenant. Hope you have a good time. Gonna leave the people. Gotta stick together. Gotta help each other.
That's so awesome! Endearing! You best friend! So you're a bestie, aren't you? I love you, friend! Pookie!
That Matsuko just traded with 3 viewers.
Another raid? What? Hi, hello, welcome, hi. Oh my god. I never know what to do when I'm getting raided. But hi, welcome. Hi everyone. Hi. Uh I don't know what to call you. Hold on, let me give you a shout out. that Matsuko. I don't know what you prefer to be
That
called.
Matsuko just followed.
But hi, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hi Raiders, welcome. Uh I will pet the rock. Matsu or Zuko work? Okay. I'll try to remember that. But hi, welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Melanade, but you can
Nix's
call me
underscore
Melon.
fun underscore house just followed.
Nick's Funhouse, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. My name is Melanade, but you can call me Melon. I am usually an art streamer, but I also play games. Today I'm just doodling some things. This is a weird song to be playing during the raid. But yeah, if you're a fan of like games like Deadlock or Marvel Rivals or Minecraft, I love the song. It's just that this weekend I went to see Book of Mormon live, and so we're just listening to the soundtrack right now. Love the Book of Mormon. Need to rewatch a bootleg sometime soon. I wonder if I can find one. I wonder if I can find one of the version I saw. I'm sure I can find one in English, but like I want to find one in Norwegian because it was cool. I will pet the rock again. Also, I'm currently drawing some Marvel characters because I'm a huge Marvel fan. Are you Norwegian? I tried learning the language for 3 years, uh, on and off way back when. Love that place though. Yeah, I am Norwegian. It is a lovely place. Love Norway. Tomorrow is there and I for Like with the drawings. I don't know much about Marvel, but it looks cool. Well, you might recognize this guy. It's Yondu. He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but like extremely different from how he is in the comics. Well, I'm putting in some amount of artistic liberty. He usually looks a lot more human, but I wanted to make him look a little bit alien because he is an alien. But like Marvel has this tendency to draw aliens as just humans, but with something attached to them to make them look slightly different. Can lurk for a little, bedtime soon. That's fair. But I hope you have a good lurk. Again, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. I forgot to say after the raid that if anyone has to raid and run, feel free to do so. You're not obligated to stay here. Have some Swedish friends, and learning about the Scandinavian competition between Norway, Sweden, and Denmark was funny. Wouldn't necessarily call it a competition. I would more call it like sibling behavior. I need to read more comics starring the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Probably a lot of gold hidden in there. Still have maggots in my scrotum. Love that guy. That was the whole thing. Now we can switch to our regularly scheduled music. How long have I been streaming? Oh, 2.5 hours already. Damn, time flies. But I am going to have to go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. Just sit back and enjoy the tunes, and I'll be right back. Wah! Wah! Oh, don't lean on me, man, 'cause you can't afford it to get back from Suffragette City. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, they're looking kind of like a Navi. Fuck, fire as fuck. I suppose. I suppose it's kind of fire. Let me fucking I'm still stuck on what to do for Charlie 27, even though I really want to draw him. Because he's just the most uniquely shaped in the gang. But I think I'll just go the lazy route and draw Vance Astro, even though he's just a guy, essentially. He's shaped very much like a guy. Which a lot of them kind of are. You don't even have hair. None of them have hair. The most unique looking one is Yondu. Because he's got a fin. But Martinex is just made of shards of, I guess it's ice. It's supposed to be ice. I'm not quite clear on that. All the love in the world, I'll be sending you. All the love in the world. Maybe I thickened up his neck too much. One thing I can do with him is make him more Captain America looking. That's kind of what Vance Astro, like, that's his shtick. He's Space Captain America. They actually did something really clever with him in the 2008 Guardians of the Galaxy. Cause like, they had to like mention that there were an original Guardians of the Galaxy when they were, you know, rebooting it and everything was different. So they did have a kind of like passing of the torch moment. And they did something really funny with it because the new Guardians, you know, Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket, you know the ones, they found Vance Astro frozen in ice. What had happened, little bit of a spoiler for a like almost 20-year-old comic. What had happened is that Vance had traveled back in time and gotten amnesia. And so they kind of like literally did the Captain America thing where he's like lost out of time. He's lost out of his own time. I think that was kind of clever. But you know, in the original Guardians of the Galaxy, they never did anything like that with him. They just kind of had him be this like red, white, and blue, like Sentinel of Liberty. He has Captain America's shield, though. Literally Captain America's shield. I need to read the original Guardians of the Galaxy one of these days. The comic book store actually had like an omnibus of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. But you know, I didn't want to pass up on the chance to buy my favorite comic run of all time. But it shouldn't be too long. I think it's this month that a comic book store opens in my own city, which means I can actually go look for comics. Not 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 too far away from now. How does this mask look like again? Where is Mr. Vance Astro? Oh, his mask is non-existent. He's just blue. All the patterns of his suit are in his like chest area. He doesn't have a mask. That's a bit boring, isn't it? I'm not feeling it. Kind of face to give him. Hello? Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi disconnected for a second. Whoopsies! Are we back? It seems like we're back. It just says it's opening in spring. It doesn't say... It doesn't have a date to it yet. Ugh. Rats. 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 I'm starting to get like the comic book like look kind of good, right? Like this looks like something you could feasibly come across in an actual Marvel comic, right? A star on his head. I feel like he should have a star on his head. To reference the A that doesn't stand for France. Remember, very important. I mean, that's pretty much Vance Astro. I mean, he's not wearing black. He wears like a dark blue, but still. What would this space equivalent of like the little ear wings be? How do you make those spacey? How do you make a space version of Captain America's little ear wings? Actually, I don't want him to have ears. How do I make that spacey? I have not flipped the canvas. I don't know what it looks like. I should have flipped the canvas earlier. I did not realize it looked so crooked. Hopefully I can just fix that with a little bit of, a little bit of this. Okay, that's better. Ah, that killed me for a second. Kind of inadvertently gave him kind of like a Power Ranger vibe. Maybe I'll play into that a little bit. Oh, that's right. The white eyes. Nah, that doesn't look good. That great. Free, I just been stole. My angel is the centerfold. Angel is the centerfold. Canvas flipping, man. I wish I could do that with paper. Real. Gotta do it again. Kind of looks like the weakest link, not gonna lie. He's just kind of a weird, I almost want to say boring design. Now the only one missing out of the original lineup is Charlie 27. And I'm not confident enough to draw him still. There's a little bit of room here for him, but I almost kind of want to make him a little bit of like a hunchback. Where like his body is here and his head is kind of here rather than being up here. Kingpin style. Guess Charlie 27 is the only one of them that actually has any sort of hair. But I also don't want to give him hair because I want him to look more alien. I know they all evolved from humans, but I don't want them to be human. I want the results of evolution to be visible on them. Even though it's not how evolution really works. Guardians of the Galaxy, the original, takes place in the year 3000 something. Evolution just does not work that quickly. So there isn't really any way that a human would evolve to become like a fucking Iceman, for example. Was a high major cakes. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. How would something evolve on Jupiter? Surely something on Jupiter would have to evolve to live in the sky. Surely a gas giant like Jupiter, which has very little solid ground, would evolve creatures with like air glands that like keeps them afloat. Or something of the sort. Also gotta be dense as fuck to withstand the sheer pressure. What a dilemma. For some reason in my mind, I see like some sort of like balloon creature, like some balloon guy. Big and round, inflated belly, tiny head on top, with like tiny legs. Something like this is what I'm imagining. You know what? I'll do that. I have to. You can be a balloon creature. A balloon man, I suppose. They are all technically human, except for Yandu. Yandu's the only one that's not human. He's from a different solar system. Well, you got Vance, who's just human from Earth. Martin X, who's a human evolved on Pluto. And Charlie 27, human evolved on Jupiter. I have to completely erase it. Effective. I wonder why his name is Charlie 27. That's such a weird name for a guy to have. I guess that's just kind of a cultural norm on Jupiter then, I guess. I want him to have a big ol' like let me look at images of Charlie 27. He's usually just drawn as a big guy. Like that looks like it could be mistaken with Sandman. His suit is usually like kind of gladiatorial with belts and stuff on him. Big studded belts. So what if I take that idea but like turn it into like something weighted, right? Like he has to wear a bunch of belts to weigh him down because gravity is different. You don't want him to float away. Actually, what is the gravity on Jupiter? Is the gravity stronger? I would assume the gravity is actually stronger than Earth. Well, if the gravity is stronger, but you have to evolve to be able to float, since you know Jupiter's core isn't. You can't live on Jupiter's core. You kind of have to float. That will mean you have to learn how to be able to float in a in a world with extreme gravity, which means on a lower gravity, that means you'd be able to float even better. So he needs to wear heavy stuff in order to not float away. This isn't science, by the way. I'm not speaking science. I'm speaking science fiction. Don't listen to me for actual scientific facts. I am speaking. I'm kind of speaking out of my ass. Big balloon pecs. It will be really fun to see if imagine if Marvel actually hired an actual like evolutionary scientists and like astrophysicists to like make like make like a one shot like comic about the OG Guardians of the Galaxy, but like scientifically accurate to the best of their ability. Not feeling this song. Now it just reminds me of those I forget what they're called, but like the Doctor Who aliens. The Doctor Who aliens that look like this is their torso, and then they have like these wide ass collars, and their heads are like this. They're like one of the major like aliens in Doctor Who. Forget what they're called. I forget what they are called. feel like with less and less room on the page, I have to start color coding these little side sketches. Martinek. Yondu. Vance doesn't have one, because like he's just kind of a guy. Charlie, yours can be terracotta color. Maybe a little darker. There we go. Let's put his name down. Guess I could doodle a little like Captain America's shield next to him. Not gonna be big though. Unless I make him like slightly smaller, which I could. I could do that. Actually, if I move the name down here, look at the time. Look at the time. Da, da, da. America's shield has so many circles in it though. Hold on, there's a star right here. I already spent like 20 minutes doing a star earlier. I just do that. Use this star. Oops, 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 oops. Awesome. Okay, now back to Charlie. Hey guys, it's me, Charlie. Wait, did I just turn into sand? Wrong, Charlie. Oh, what that little country boy could play. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go. You know what I realized I've drawn? You guys remember that sculpture that someone had made of like how a human would need to be built in order to survive a car crash? You guys know what I'm talking about? Please tell me that someone knows what I'm talking about. Ain't gonna break the mold. Dude, I really hope that someday we get Yondu in the Guardians of the in the Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope we get Yondu in Marvel Rivals, but like instead of going with the more modern MCU version, they go with the classic version. Because we need more characters in Rivals that are like multiversal. The only example we really have right now is Psylocke, who is very like a very specific version of Psylocke. We need more of those. Like for like very popular characters, it makes sense for them to like do a very like basic version of them, because like you know people want to see their favorite character represented properly. But with less popular characters, it's fine to. I think it would be very cool if they went more with like unique, lesser known interpretations of them. And in Yondu's case specifically, I'm sure every Yondu fan out there would be ecstatic to see that they're not doing the MCU Yondu. They would be like, yeah, classic Yondu, let's fucking go! Yondu's like the perfect opportunity to have another character that's like not explicitly either their 616 variant or MCU variant. Now let's slap some color on him. Now let's do a middle ground between a reddish and a bluish metal. Hi, Sunday. Welcome. Hi. Love you. Hi. Here's for 20th. Hi. Welcome. Hi. Make that an orangey maroon color. He definitely ended up the least interesting. In fact, he looks less. He doesn't look as much like Charlie 27 as he looks like that one guy from the Wrecking Crew. Maybe I should have went with a more reddish color for his chains. Actually, it might not be too late if I make this a very much like a darker reddish brown color. That kind of work. And I just didn't end off that clean though. But that's not bad. Yeah. Now we can end the stream. Yippee! Almost an hour extra, but not quite. So we have time to go look for someone to raid. But who will that be? Hmm. Stella is streaming. We can raid Stella. Stella recently rebranded. She's no longer like an elf. I mean, she's still an elf, but like she's a sea elf now, so that's fun. Have a raid message. Go ahead and copy that. And we're gonna be starting the raid now. There we go. Ugh, water. Water. Yum 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 water. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping by, hanging out with me today. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for the raids. Who was it? Who was it that raided? It was Ninja Link and also the new person. What was their name again? Ah, scrolling back. I'm scrolling back. I'm scrolling back. Matsu. Thank you for the raids. But the raiders are probably gone at this point. But still, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. So I'll be back tomorrow playing some Marvel Rivals. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I'm gonna be trying to grind some comp to get to gold. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, hope you'll remember to eat food, drink water, take care of yourself, take your meds if you have them, if you need them. Hope to see you all back again tomorrow. Bye everyone. Bye Sunday. Bye Arson. Bye Major K. Bye Tanan. Bye.